Keeseekoose First Nation called together the community to reveal the disturbing news of what they found below the ground.
It's going to be a rough day, but we're all here to support one another.
Residential school survivor Eugene Arcan says ground-penetrating radar has confirmed the stories they all grew up hearing.
Even though we're all wounded when we find out, it doesn't surprise us.
Ground-penetrating radar found 54 disturbances believed to be unmarked graves. There were 42 hits connected to the Fort Pelly Residential School and a dozen at the site of the former St. Philip's Residential School, which closed in 1969.
And this is where I used to set up little camps for my children and have wiener roasts, and kids would come over and camp right here. And I didn't even know there was graves there. When I found that out, I just cried and cried and cried.
In our common areas that we drive every day, that we walk every day, we pass by them, never realizing that there was graves.
Keeseekoose First Nation Chief Lee Kitchemonia says we must all remember these are the remains of children.
Seeing your kid leave your house in the morning time, not realizing that you'll never ever see your child again for as long as you live, not knowing any answers to where those children are gone.
He says his community will fight for records to identify the remains and seek accountability. The 2-hour program in the community included invited guests from the RCMP, political leaders, and Catholic Archbishop Donald Bolin.
And we are profoundly sorry for the role that Catholics played in the schools and the abuse that you suffered.
Local leaders are calling for government funding for a healing fund, but they say they will decide the path forward.
We did not create the problem, but we need to create the solution.
That means mental health support from knowledge keepers and traditional land-based ceremonies. The chief of Keeseekoose says the community will continue to look for unmarked graves after the snow melts. Laura Sharpaletti, CBC News, Keeseekoose First Nation.